Okay, so um, I today's Veterans Day is the 12th of November, and I am really excited. I've got some announcements. I just wanted to reiterate for everybody about the Peak Team Ascent, the campaign that we are working toward for Sacramento. And I posted this in, I know I posted it on Facebook. I believe I posted it in Voxer as well. But we already have at least 3 people that I know are at Base Camp 1. We have one person who is at Base Camp 2. And we're going to start really now that Jennifer has the spreadsheets all set up for us as NMDs, it'll be easier for us to track. And you'll start to see Luann and I will be writing out checks, and we'll be like flashing those around on Facebook, and really recognizing people as they are climbing the peak summit here. So that is really fun. And just so that you know, this contest kind of goes hand in glove with the contest that the company offered. And it's ironic that we had decided as a peak team that we were going to do this, and then the company overlaid their contest right on top of ours, which was perfect. So as you are sponsoring people, you sponsor a new HLP, and you're going to get $25 from your upline NMD. And as you sponsor a 2,000 plus, you're going to get another $25 from your upline NMD, and those will be paid out as you win. And then the upper level ones are campaigns towards conference. So if you're sponsoring 3 HLPs, you're going to get another $50 and a chance to be in a drawing for 300. If you're sponsoring, now remember, this is over a 6-month window. So if you're sponsoring 8 HLPs, you're going to receive another $75 and a chance to win $400. And if you sponsor 3 2,000 pluses, which is basically a fast track to sales coordinator, Michelle Smith, it's basically a fast track to sales coordinator. So the summit is 3 2,000 pluses, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win $500. So that's the peak contest, which started October 1st. And that goes right hand in glove with the, let's see that a little better, with the company's contest, the Come Join Us incentive. All right. And basically, a new rep, once they reach their HLP, they're going to get their $100 thank you bonus, but they're also going to get a free ticket to join us in either Sacramento or Austin, Texas. So either of our big conferences in 2019. But for us, if you're already a VF or above, if you sponsor 2 HLPs, the company is going to give you an extra $100 bonus, and then it goes from there. So you get an extra $100 bonus, plus you're going to get reimbursement for a boot camp or regional. So that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. That's really, really generous of them. So enough on that. I did a Facebook Live on that. That's on our team page, but I wanted to cover one more thing, which is that we as a team are going to be doing a virtual book club. Okay. And Louis, do you have construction workers in your house?
My husband. Yes, I can.
Can you mute? We hear the bomb. Luann's house is under construction. She just started and she'll be done next week. So yes, but it will be beautiful when it's done. I can promise you that. Okay. So anyway, we're doing a virtual book club, and it's going to be done all over Voxer. And the leaders on our team tested this out over the last few weeks with a different book, and it has been phenomenal. So the book is Get Over Your Damn Self by Rami Newstead. I already have my copy. I've actually already read it once. And it's like a manual for our business. So if you can get your hands on a copy of this book, it's on Amazon, it's on Audible. You can probably get it at the library. If you are interested in joining, the book club is going to be done all over Voxer. So you just have to let your upline know that you want to be added to that Voxer chat. And we're going to split it up. So if you're a person that really wants to be very vocal with your thoughts, you can be. If you're a person that just wants to listen to what other people, how they're taking this book, you can do that too. All right. So we're going to be starting that right after Thanksgiving, which gives everybody enough time to get the book and follow along. So if you want to be part of that, you can either let me know, you can post in on our Facebook page, you can Vox me, just make sure you're connected. And the Voxer chat is called, I think, Book Club Get Over Your Damn Self, something like that. Okay. So the next thing that I wanted to show you guys was just like a sneak peek of this. We're going to be talking about this a lot. As a matter of fact, everything that I'm talking about tonight overlays on top of this. This is the funnel that Jennifer gave us. Sean and Jennifer put this together and gave us this at the Peak Wrap Up in Tampa. And really, these are the 6 steps to building your business. All right. And so the reason it's a funnel is, think about, any kind of a funnel. If you're filling a container, with liquid, you're putting, it's bigger at the top. So you need more going into the top, and then slowly things will come out the bottom. And so the 6 steps here are building your relationships, creating curiosity, having conversations with people, utilizing events, following up, always following up, and then inviting to a 3-way call. All right. And then out the bottom pops a new customer or a new rep. But when you have a lot of people going in the top up here, then there's less pressure on each and every individual gets to move through this funnel in their own timing. If you only have one person in the top and you're really wanting a new rep, you're going to push this person through and you're going to push them right out. So, okay, so I wanted you to be aware of this. I did post this on Facebook, and we are going to be talking about this more. As a matter of fact, Jennifer is lining up the peak team calls, those once a month calls, that the bigger calls that we do. So I know for the next 3 months, we'll be digging into at least 3 of these topics. Okay. So what I wanted to talk about tonight was 3 steps to our presentation. And this can be either the business presentation or a product presentation. And after I was done with all of this, I thought, well, I could have done it in a different order, but I think that this is a good way to start. At least it's exposure. You're going to tell someone your story, right? And then you're going to do the presentation, whether you're sharing a video, whether you're doing something like a flip book, whether you are inviting them to an event. You're doing the type of presentation, and then at the last thing that you always have to do is ask open-ended questions. Okay, you have to ask those questions. Otherwise, it's, oh yeah, that was a great event. Thanks, I had a really great time. Yes, our events are social, but they're not just a party. Like, we want to help people with their health, and we're not helping them with their health if they aren't really taking a serious look at either our product or our business. All right. So I took the story piece. Whoops. I want to move all of this up there. I took the story piece. I was listening to Eric Worre and how he teaches to share your business story, not your product story, but your business story. And then I was listening to Michelle Ball from the Freedom Revolution and how she shares the business story. And while they might have a little different verbiage, it's basically the same thing. Okay. And so I decided for us, it's better to stick with the Freedom Revolution. And what I'm going to do after this is I'll post Michelle Ball's video in our Infinite Juice Plus Team Facebook page, but I want you guys to know where it is and to utilize all of those videos on thefreedomrevolution.com. The password is revolution, and it's the videos under getting started. Okay, So basically in your story, you're sharing your pain, okay? What was your background? Why were you dissatisfied? All right, your lesson. What did you realize you needed for things to get better? All right, what was the opportunity? How was it that Juice Plus was a solution and that it really excited you? And what was your triumph? Like what have you already accomplished, or what would you hope to accomplish? Okay? And so like you guys have heard my story where I'll say, "Oh my gosh, you know, I was in the corporate world and even though I was successful, I never felt like I was making a difference. There's my pain." You know, John and I made a family decision that I was going to stay home with the kids. Wait, hang on a second. I had this down better before I was on live with you guys. All right. So I was in the corporate world. I never felt like I was making a difference. Yeah, we decided that I would stay home with the kids, which meant deficit spending. All right. I realized that, I needed to make changes in the kids' diets. We found Juice Plus, and I was so excited that it was keeping my kids healthy that I really had to share it with other people. And now I'm so excited that I help my friends and family get healthier while achieving financial dreams that weren't possible for us. So that's kind of a blend of product and business. But you can see how easy it is to hit these 4 bullets. And if you go to thefreedomrevolution.com and you hit Michelle Ball's story, on the right-hand side, there's like 5 different examples of different people's stories and how they're hitting the pain, the lesson, the opportunity, and the triumph. And if you think about that, that spells out plot, P-L-O-T. So as you're working through your story, you're like, okay, what was my pain? What was my lesson? What was my opportunity? What was my triumph? P-L-O-T, okay? So once you have told your story or have done some type of a presentation, you really need to ask questions, okay? And so these come from Eric Worre, and we can tweak them a little bit to our level of comfort, because it always has to sound like your verbiage. But I mean, they're pretty simple. I love this. What did you like best about what I just showed you? It's not like, did you like it? Are you ready to get, do you want to join me? Like, avoid yes and no questions. What did you like best about what I showed you? All right. And then I love this one because I've actually used this a couple times in the last, in the last few days. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think? Where are you? Like, how do you see yourself in this? Or you can tweak this, but you're using that scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, do you see how this could benefit you? On a scale of 1 to 10, have you, are you open to taking a look at a business? So you can tweak it for product or for business. Now, again, Eric hits much more in the business side of things. So if you are doing a business presentation, he says, how much would you need to earn each month to make this worth your time? I mean, that's a pretty direct question, but again, an open-ended question. I think a softer approach, okay, so you're thinking about this. If you were to join me, how much would you want to make for it to be a difference for you and your family? Or how much would make a difference for you and your family? Getting that number from them. Okay. And then the next question is, okay, so you're looking to make an extra $500 to $1,000 per month. That's awesome. Realistically, let's take a look at your schedule. How much time, like how many hours a week can you commit to this? And this really helps us do a reality check, because one of the things that happens in the direct sales industry is that people overpromise. So if someone is saying to you, well, I want to make $5,000 a month, but I can only give you 1 hour a week, we have a mismatch there. Okay. We have a real mismatch. And so that's our job to say, well, you can certainly make $5,000 a month, but you're not going to get there working 1 hour a week. And you can do this working 1 hour a week, but then it's really a hobby, and you're not going to achieve your goal of making $5,000 or even $500 a month with 1 hour a week. Okay, not until at least you're set up. So the next question is, how many months would you be willing to work to really see this come through? And that's a really nice thing, because you want someone to understand that this is not a get rich quick. They are building a business. If they invested $100,000 to buy a Molly Maid and have a blue car with pink letters on it and go around and clean people's toilets, they would give it a period of time to make it work before they threw in the towel, right? So we want people, or before they saw a profit, like either you can let's look at the positive side of it. All right. So how long are you willing to really work at this before you hit your goal? All right. And I like to then, if someone says, well, excuse me, I would give that 6 months. Okay. Well, if they have a high number goal, then I want to, okay, well then if you're willing to give it 6 months, then let's say we're going to set your expectations that at that 6 month mark, your paycheck will be this, or, setting it realistically. Okay. And that's, of course, is going to depend on the individual, how influential they are, how much time they feel they can put in. Okay. But then here is the magic question. And that's, if I would you. And this is a game changer. Those 4 little words are an absolute game changer. If I set up a 3-way call with my sponsor, would you carve out the time? I'd love for you to meet her. If I send you a rebroadcast of a Zoom call that we did, will you watch it? Will you watch it by tomorrow? So you're getting their commitment. I'm going to do something, but I want you to do something as well. Okay. Another thing that I really do like to ask, if you're asking someone if they would watch a video, if I text you a link, will you watch a video? Especially if it is for our business, do another temperature reading there where you would say, you know what, I have some really great resources. I have one that's 5 minutes and I have one that's 20 minutes. Which are you more, which interests you more? Ask them. They'll tell you. Some people are like, oh my God, 20 minutes? Never in a million years. And other people are like, oh yeah, I'm serious about this. I really do want the more detailed video. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. And next week, I want to talk about how we're actually going to do that business presentation. Okay, so I'm going to unshare my screen here and open it up for questions.
Hey, Jan, I had a question.
Yeah.
On the slide with the funnel, there was something that said Teamzy, and then I don't know how to say this, but it says Inigo.
Yes. Oh, you're good at reading this through the computer. INIGO. Okay, and some of us were using a mobile business card from Texting Cloud, and they're not supporting us anymore. So there is a free app, and it is INIGO. Okay, I'll type it in here.
Oh yeah, I wrote it down. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you can go. I've heard that it takes a little bit to set it up, but you can set up your own personal mobile business card and put your own videos in there that you can then turn around and send to people easily.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and that is part of the follow-up. Obviously, Teamzy keeping us on track to follow up, and the INIGO, and I don't know how to, Inigo, Inigo, I don't know. That is an easy way to text those links to people. Any other questions or thoughts or comments?
Just because she started the question about the Inigo cards, I have mine set up, but I don't have videos on it. Is there a way that somehow or another instructions for adding that stuff to the cards could be posted somewhere?
Kelly Arter and Jim Arter are going to do, they're going to do some kind of a training for us. I know that what I have heard is it's easier to grab the Vimeo links than it is to take YouTube. So you don't want to use YouTubes. You want to grab the Vimeos. Has anyone set theirs up, Cheryl? Have you set yours up?
I haven't, because I'm waiting for the directions from
Kelly. Okay. You know what? I'll ask Kelly about that. I know that we were all tied up with conference and then Tamara Sack. So she has been saying, we're going to get to it. You guys know Kelly. She's so sweet. They'll get to it. But
okay.
Yeah, good question. Anything else? Any other thoughts on just like the questions or just?
I'll comment here, Jan.
Please do.
So you guys on the business story, and I've been with the company for quite a while now. And I was approached by some people and asked to do a recording for the company on my business story. And I was like, okay, I'd be happy to do that. And I have to tell you, and Jan can witness this, I spent hours and hours revamping my story. But it was one of the best things that I could ever done. So if you follow Michelle Balls, and if you need help, because I had to reach out to Jan and a sideline person, and you will figure it out when you, and actually I was at an image seminar and I asked Bree, I'm like, Bree, how did you know when your business story really hit the mark? Because I have this business story, I've been working on it for a week and a half, literally, and it just, something's missing. And so she's like, do you feel it in your gut? Where's the emotion? And I'm like, no. So I went back to Jan, I went to my other girlfriend, and the morning before I had to do the recording is when it all came together. And you guys, it was hours of work. So if you haven't put the time into that, really go back through Michelle Ball's recording, because that was really helpful. And then bounce ideas off of somebody, have them do the Catherine Lee exercise with the why, to really get down to your why. And what it came down to for me was there's three things. First, Juice Plus filled a nutritional gap because I'd had cancer. Second, it filled a financial gap because I'd been through a divorce and I had horses and a ranch. And so it allowed me to keep my ranch going, which was huge. And for those of you who don't know, it's pretty obvious that horses are my life, right? That was a really big deal. And then third, it allowed me to step away from my teaching job to look at ways I can incorporate my passion for horses and nutrition. I didn't have all that put together before, but that exercise, like what Jan's talking about, it's huge. And then once you share that, if you stop there, which I've learned this the hard way too, like not everyone's into horses, right? But you've got to come back with the questions. And then you've got to, with the open-ended questions, not yes or no. So have those down in your mind already. And then the other thing that I've found is really helpful is that scale of 1 to 10. So do you mind me asking, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in this process? 1 being you're not very interested, 10 being you're very interested. And anything in between counts. Because then you know the questions to ask and to follow up. So, I've done everything wrong. So learn from my mistakes and don't repeat them. But that would be my suggestion, is really spend time on your business story.
Yeah, absolutely. Because now I didn't say, Cheryl, can I put you on the spot and have you share your story? But yet it was right there for her because she's done the work on it. And if you're out, you're standing in a checkout line somewhere and the person in front of you starts talking about how, like, oh gosh, they love health and they love nutrition and they hate their job. And, you want to be able to take that opportunity and say to that person, oh my gosh, you know what? found my passion in nutrition too. And as a matter of fact, I found, whatever the story would be. You want to be prepared because your story is your business story. I think most of us are very comfortable with our product stories, but you want to be rock solid prepared with your business story so that it can just roll right off of your tongue, because when you're rehearsed with your story, you can make it about the other person. And I think that's really important. You can be listening to their needs, because then the whole thing cycles over again. Because if there's someone, let's say they evolve into a team member, they're going to have the same plot, the same pain, the same lesson, the same opportunity, and the same triumph. And if you're listening for where their frustration is, you can help guide them along. Anything make sense? Good. Any other questions or comments or thoughts? Oh, go. What, Cheryl? Okay, we're all right. I'm going to stop recording this call here.